Smoke Show Scarlett Bordeaux, and you're watching the Kayfabe Man Cave podcast.
What's up? It's Sammy, the Spanish Guy Guevara, and new TNT champion. And you, right now, yes, you, are listening to Kayfabe Man Cave.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kayfabe Man Cave podcast. I'm your host, Marv, here with my co-host, Jay Reckless. And we have a special guest today, Javon.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Javon, you want to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Big wrestling fan. Been watching wrestling since I can remember, since I was a little kid, man. Follow it now too as well. Big gamer too as well. Play a lot of wrestling games as well too, but just love the whole culture of pro wrestling, man, and love talking about it. And I'm glad I'm here on the show with you guys.
He's a big nerd like us.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm a huge nerd. That's what it is.
All right, glad to have you with us, man. This episode we'll be talking about Mercedes Mone. We'll be talking about MJF, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Jay White.
The usual suspects, right?
All right, so let's first talk about Mercedes Mone, aka Sasha Banks.
Money. Yeah.
She just won the IWGP Women's Championship at Battle in the Valley. What'd you guys think about that?
Good for her, man. I think it was a good movement for her in general. Obviously, she wanted bigger things when she was in the WWE, and it didn't work out that way. Obviously, she had some things backstage that happened and didn't end well, obviously. But I felt like it's a good move for her. She's very talented. Always thought she was a talented wrestler. And obviously, there's a lot of talent in WWE right now, so it's hard to get everybody their time. But now she's shining over there, so it's good for her, man. I actually watched some of the match, and I love her finisher, the Moneymaker. I watched her do the move on Kyrie. I was like, wow,
it's a lot smoother this time than the first time.
That one at the one at what's it called, Wrestle Kingdom was not good.
They must have practiced so many times before this pay-per-view to make sure they get it right.
I felt like they might not have practiced the first time, and Kyrie's a lot shorter than her, so that could have messed up the timing and everything, but looked a lot better this time, definitely.
Yeah.
But as far as to go off on that, I still think she will be back in WWE. I just think she's always wanted to be in Japan, from what I understood.
Right.
She's making so much money outside of WWE now, so it's kind of like, let her do her thing, and if she comes back, she comes back. I'm pretty sure.
Do you think it was right for them to put the title on her right away?
I understand why they would do it. Especially if New Japan's really trying to do that crossover, they're trying to break into the States, trying to not just be in Japan. It makes sense. I think they might have hot-shotted it, right? But
they're pushing for more female wrestlers,
right? So Endgame,
New Japan,
from what they're trying to do, it makes sense because, like I said, Kyrie's probably not going to travel to the States all the time. She's married. She has she has a gym in Japan. So if you want a more international presence, put it on Sasha or whatever. I'm not used to calling her Mercedes, by the way. Give it to her, then she can travel these states, right?
Right. Do you think
they probably need to sign more gaijin, right? They can't.
Yeah.
I don't know who else they would sign because most of the talent is either AEW or WWE, right?
Right. Do you think she'll wrestle with someone against someone in AEW for a title?
Rumor is Forbidden Door 2 is coming.
Right.
I mean, it would be up to New Japan or ultimately up to her, right? Because I felt like she should have showed up to AEW before or already if she hasn't.
As Paige's tag team partner, right? That would have been perfect.
Right. But then the counter argument for that would be if you're New Japan, you want her first appearance in ring to be at New Japan, not in AEW, right?
Right. Yeah.
Although with the what's the nicest way to put this? This is where I go on an AEW tangent, Jay. With the expletive hole that is the AEW women's division, I wouldn't let my champion go there. SHIT hole that is the AEW women's division.
Javon, do you agree?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask because I don't really follow AEW that much. What's the women's rotation? I mean, how many wrestlers they have like on rotation wrestling?
They have a bunch of females that don't get any airtime unless your name is Britt Baker.
Paige and Toni Storm, they make a lot of
Saraya, right? My problem with the Toni Storm character is she left WWE because of her character. I think she felt disrespected, right? I mean, I understand her. I understand both sides of the argument there. But her character, she left WWE because she didn't like the place she was going to, and yet Tony Khan books her as a person that thinks she's bigger because she's been in WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, the character doesn't make any sense. Like, she left WWE because she wasn't happy there, but her character in AEW is a heel that thinks she's better than everybody because she was WWE. It's like, well, he needs help.
Javon, any thoughts on that?
And 5 minutes in, and I'm already bagging on him. But it's true. Like, I'm not the only one that thinks this.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts is like I said, I don't watch as often, but from what JR is saying, I agree. It just makes more sense for them to not go that route. I feel like.
And the crowds aren't into it, man. Not at all.
They're not into the women's wrestling?
Into like that Saraya's the whole storyline. They turn on her real fast.
Yeah. She's a heel now, right? Her and Tony.
Yeah, I mean they kind of had to. They turned on her real fast and moved on to Jamie Hayter, which I like Jamie Hayter, so don't get me wrong on that.
I like her as champion.
I just don't think Britt Baker needs to be in every women's segment.
Yeah. Well, the reason for that, she's like one of the best in AEW right now, right? They don't have that many great female wrestlers other than her and.
I mean, you can't build them if you keep
Saraya, right?
You can't build them if the 20 minutes of women's wrestling that you have is 15 minutes goes to Britt Baker.
Yeah, that consumes a lot of time. All right, let's
she
move
gets
on
like all
to
the talking segments.
You're right. Let's move on to the next topic. MJF. What do you guys think of his Tyler run so far? He's been getting a lot of mixed reviews. Do you think people are getting tired of the promos? Do you feel like they're getting stale?
Yeah.
Where's my microphone? Where's my microphone?
I think it's getting a little stale. But although I think the last promo he had with Brian Danielson was pretty good. He's like getting his family involved and whatnot. So
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, as per
she left him.
She
left him.
It's true that his fiance left him.
Unfortunately, she just sold all of her paintings of him that she drew, or that she did all the autographed ones.
Oh man,
I didn't know that.
That sucks, man.
It sucks. I mean, maybe he's too much of a heel at home too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear he stays in character, man.
Too much water boy.
Yeah, Marvin met him.
Yeah, he stays in character the whole time. But so
I don't know if you want me to go.
Aside from his personal life, what do you think about his title run so far?
You talk, Jay. You know I'm going to say some stuff.
From what I've seen, like I said, again, I'm not an AEW guy, but from what I've seen, he seems like a pretty good wrestler in the ring. He's mostly known for his promos, which is a good thing to have, I don't think he's a bad champion, could he be better? I think so. But as far as a whole, I would say average. I want to say it was a great run, that's my opinion.
Yeah. All right, Jay. JR,
get the Birdman.
What you gotta
say? What can I say about MJF? Probably, I mean, he's not my favorite wrestler in AEW, but he's definitely one of. But like Jay said, mainly not because of his wrestling, because he's good he can wrestle, but he's like the Miz. I mean, not to like what I'm trying to say here.
Like an
Not to
R-rated version of the Miz, right?
right, not to diminish MJF saying because people don't like the Miz. I don't know why people don't like the Miz.
I don't know
But
why.
in the sense that he doesn't have to do the things others do to get either heat or get themselves over. So they do enough, right? So he can wrestle, but he's not flashy like what you're used to with AEW. I don't think his title run is the greatest. Not exactly how I would want to see. Obviously, just a lot of the stems without CM Punk, right? So everything changed when the whole CM Punk debacle happened.
Mhm.
But the way I feel is like Tony just lazy booking. Every major feud MJF had in his whole entire AEW run has been, you want to challenge me, you got to fight 5 guys I choose, right? He did it with Cody. He did it with what's it called? He did it here, obviously. He did it with Jericho. They had to like run a gauntlet before they can get to the end boss, like he's M Bison or something like that.
Right.
And it's stale. Like his promos are always great, but his promos are always very similar now because they keep doing the same storyline. You can't. It just and do I believe Bryan Danielson's going to win? I want to say he could win, but I don't think he should because then you kind of like you built MJF and then he's just going to lose it like that. But I also, to be quite honest, I'm not hyped for Revolution at all. Like I kind of don't want to see MJF in an hour and then an hour-long Iron Man match. Right? I'm not hyped for this. I actually don't even know what the rest of the card looks like besides Mox and Hangman for the 4th time. And what's it called? And I'm looking at like DraftKings every day. What's the over/under on Mox bleeding in 5 minutes?
Do they have that category for real?
They should. They make a lot of money. He bled on freaking Dynamite again.
Yeah, he bleeds in almost every match now.
Like it's not necessary. Like come on, you're fighting Evil Uno, bro.
Bleeds so much, like it's weird. Like if he doesn't bleed in a match.
Yeah, like that would be a great bet, right? Like what's the over under him bleeding?
Yeah, but I agree with what you said about MJF. You know, they keep going with the same pattern, man. They just have like 5 guys wrestle him before somebody competes for against him for the title. You know, it's like he's like you know, like you said, M Bison, or he's like Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
like
the end boss, and he's not the end. He's not the final boss, man. That's Gunther. That's the final boss.
He's more like M Bison. He looks more like him. He just needs a red jacket.
Not just because he's European. But you get what I'm saying. Like it's just been lazy booking, and the ratings reflect it. You know.
Right.
Yeah, it gets repetitive after a while. You have to switch it up. Bottom line.
What do you think they could do to switch it up? Maybe space out the promos more. Do less promos.
Yeah, and I mean,
different.
Their advertising for their show is always weird too. Like, oh, we hear from so and so tonight. We hear from so and so tonight. How about we just see them and they do it? You know, you don't have to advertise certain things. What's it called again? But yeah, like you don't have to do this gauntlet every time. You just have to come up with better storylines. That's all it is. Like if you can hate WWE all you want, storylines is king. Like I can name you all my favorite rivalries from like the 80s and 90s. Matches may be good or bad, but the drama and the emotions would bring you into the product, right?
Right.
Certain matches,
people stay, tuned in
right
to the program.
Like that makes you remember that stuff. If you do spot after spot after spot, all doing the moves are great, but if it's the same moves every match, it's not special anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I agree.
Right. There has to
you
be
gotta bring me. You gotta bring me in with something. Itself. Yeah, I don't need to see 18 super kicks.
Right.
Even though I'm wearing a super kick club shirt, right? I don't need to see it. And that goes for the Young Bucks, that goes for the Usos. You don't need to do it 10 times in a match.
Right.
You got to keep things sacred, man.
It makes the super kick less important. It doesn't make it look like a finishing move now. It's more of a signature move because it's done so many times.
Right.
That's
Now
true.
to go back to video games, it's like a signature, bro. It's not even a finisher anymore.
Right. All right. Next topic. We'll talk about.
And to be fair, this is an old shirt that Bullet Club for life, though.
You only wear in the house.
Kind of, yeah.
All right. Next topic. Was Sami Zayn losing against Roman Reigns a good decision?
Short answer, long answer.
I don't think it was a bad decision. I mean, I feel like it just sets up something for Mania, plus there's a lot of time in between now and then. Not a lot, but there's some time. So there's something for them to work up on. But I thought it was a good decision.
JR?
So short answer, yes. My only fear was if the fans, especially in Canada, were gonna hijack the show, and like boo the crap out of Cody. I was there
That's
for
what I was
the
afraid
Barclays.
of.
Right. Yeah, I was there for Raw at Barclays last week ago, day before Valentine's Day. And once I was there, all my fears were gone. Crowd loves Cody, the crowd loves Sami. It's been a while that I can think of where WWE has like some pure white hot like baby face, like pure white meat baby faces, right? Like pure baby faces you can cheer for. So you got three of them technically.
They have two in Sami and Cody, right?
Correct.
Absolutely.
And they have KO. So they're actually it's working. So this is like it's like natural baby faces now again. So it works. Cody, I think, is the right guy to dethrone Roman, in my opinion. But with the whole Sami situation again, it's kind of weird where it's like, and there's a lot of fans out there, especially in the IWC, which is super, super like venomous, right? A lot of them think Sami should have won. They should have thrown an audible, kind of like the Acclaim winning the tag titles. It doesn't work that way all the time, right? The Acclaim it worked for the Acclaim, but it kind of didn't work for the Acclaim because now what are they doing? WWE in this instance stuck to their guns. They're going the path they chose, and it's working, right? And I know there's a lot of people saying, "Hey, maybe Sami should have won one of the belts in night one, and then Cody night two." No. They built Roman up so much that the person that beats him has to get both belts to make it mean more. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you don't think Cody Rhodes would get the Bautista treatment?
He would have got it already, I think, especially in Canada. They're booking it well, because if you think about it this way, the true litmus test would have been when in Brooklyn when I was there. But like when Cody and Sami were in the ring together, that kind of would have been your sign if they were going to turn on Cody, and they didn't.
Right.
And then they had Cody beat up Corbin, which is always good. So you're making him a super face. Bum ass Corbin.
All right. Is Cody Rhodes the best person to beat Roman Reigns?
I think he is. I think the next person though, is probably Sami. It's the next guy. And I would say after Sami, you would think I would say Kevin Owens, but I kind of think another person that we probably, and I know he's probably not in the storyline with Roman, is Seth Rollins, another guy, man. Just because Seth is just great, man, and the crowd loves him too.
See, this is what I'm talking about. There's so many options at babyface right now.
Yeah, like I think those three other guys, other than Cody, are the ones that have a chance. But Cody is absolutely the best option right now.
Cody's the best option. Okay, better than Sami.
Yeah, I think he's a little better than Sami. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like they're in a weird situation where they have so many storylines, although they're intertwined, they branch out to different segments. That's why you have Cody dealing with Paul Heyman a lot. Sami has KO a lot, but it all stems from the bloodline. Yeah. So it's kind of that weird, like, man, there's just so much stuff going on. It's crazy. And you want to watch it. So it works.
So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with Sami? You think he's going to team up with KO at Mania?
I think ultimately it's going to be KO and Sami versus the Usos.
Yep.
Where's that leave Jay? Where's that leave Jay?
That's why we want to watch, bro. You could go anywhere with this.
Yeah.
You can.
I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna fight. They're gonna take the belt, and then I think Jay's gonna be a singles guy, man. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, you can go Jay turn on the bloodline because
Yep.
remember, people forget before this whole Sammy, even before the whole bloodline thing happened, Jay was feuding with Roman Reigns.
With Roman, right? That was
He
that
was
was the beginning of the bloodline storyline.
Yeah, he was main event Jay Uso. So you can go that route where he turns on his own bloodline because even if you watch SmackDown tonight, Sammy was calling him out and he's like, bro, he was telling Jimmy, he's like, if Roman was really family, he wouldn't be testing you every week. So it's like bringing the whole Jey Uso stuff up. So there's so many situations you can go.
I feel like he's going to distract the bloodline and the tag team against Sammy and KO.
I think he's going to cause them to lose it.
Right.
And even if you go to a route where Jay stays with the bloodline, I think once they lose their belts, there is no bloodline, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes their own way. And then there's so many options from there because hypothetical, even though it's, we all think it's going to happen for the most part, right? If Cody wins, you can go Cody, who's challenging. You have guys like Gunther. There's a natural storyline with Seth Rollins. So there's so many ways you can go.
When he comes back.
Man, Jay White, bro.
Jay White?
Segue right there. Segue. Bro, it'd be perfect. There's so many options at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely seen like in the future Gunther, man. He has so much potential, man. That guy. But yeah, there's so many routes, a lot of different routes they could go.
Did you guys see an old picture of him? You see how much weight he
Gunther?
lost over the years?
Yeah,
he lost a lot of weight, man.
Yeah, incredible.
And I think a lot of that. The funny part is that we, for the most part, nobody likes McMahon right now, right? But I think McMahon pushed him to drop the weight, and it was to his benefit.
But yeah, he dropped down a lot, man, and it looks good on him, man. I'll say that. But I don't think they're gonna do anything as far as him moving up because he's a mid-card guy. I don't think they're gonna do anything to probably like later this year to next year, though.
I think he drops the IC title at Mania and goes maybe not right away, but I think he's gonna start chasing soon.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You think it's sooner? Yeah. Hey, it could happen, man. Like I said, he's already ready.
Yeah. Because I think the way they're going right now is Drew or Sheamus or both challenging Gunther at WrestleMania. And either way, it's going to be great.
And going back to the
especially
bloodline,
Sheamus this year's.
Sorry, guy.
Oh no, I'm saying especially Sheamus this year. He's reminding us like how good he is.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, he had a 5-star match a couple months ago, right, against Gunther.
With Gunther.
Yeah. Meltzer gave it a 5 stars. Surprisingly.
Meltzer watches WWE.
Yeah. But I agree. I mean, it's the bloodline storyline started April of last year, so it's almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it's time for them to finish the story.
Yep.
Can't go on forever.
Something new.
And Roman will probably go like super part-time from now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He'll be the new Brock.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be.
Maybe we'll get Roman Rock soon. Yeah, I'm sure.
That'll be cool.
His cousin's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. I'm sure he got some roles for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He could be in the new Aquaman movie. If Jason Momoa doesn't resign.
There you go.
Oh God.
James Gunn would do
Looks
that.
Like him. All right, guys.
He's more intimidating than Jason Momoa.
All right, let's talk about Jay White now. Now, there's a lot of rumors online indicating that he'll sign with WWE.
He's signing somewhere.
You think that'll be a good decision?
He's going somewhere.
Yeah. I think it would be. My question for you guys is who you think he would feud with? Like, I know you brought up he could be a potential contender for the belt, the Raw Heavyweight Championship. But who do you think you guys like? Who you would feud with right away? Like,
me and Jared were talking about it. yesterday.
I got a
Talking
whole
about
I got
AJ
a whole year
Styles,
I got a whole plot for that already, brother.
AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes,
Oh, AJ,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Seth.
Because remember, AJ's out for a while, so Gallows and
Yeah.
Anderson aren't doing anything right now. So
Mhm.
he can easily just take up the helm and lead those guys for a while. And then you can do a whole AJ when AJ comes back, who's the real leader? Man, there's so much you can do with that.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Because I
AJ
think
is probably the best.
the benefit if Jay White does come to WWE, I think again, not trying to be biased, obviously. I prefer WWE, right? We know this. Um I feel like WWE would book him better in the sense that storyline wise, because Jay White is such a good character,
Right.
and I don't know what he would do in AEW, but I know what he could do in WWE.
Hmm.
And
If that
we got a
makes any
preview
sense.
of what it would be like if Jay White did make a debut in AEW, right? Because when
It was a
we were doing
mess.
the Forbidden Door promos, and when they first introduced him, I thought it was underwhelming.
Yeah,
They just
it was a
showed him
mess.
on camera. It was like he was just making a cameo, you know.
Yeah, another thing that you have to say about WWE versus AEW is AEW, I guess Tony Khan mostly, right? He assumes everybody knows everybody. Like he doesn't explain who these guys are. They just make a cameo appearance, whatever. WWE would give him the proper vignettes, give him the
Mhm.
proper debut and all that stuff, and make sure you
Right.
know who he is.
Yeah.
They'll make a big deal out of it too. So yeah, that's why I think he's better off there.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. All right, guys.
What would you do? Feud with Kenny Omega?
Oh man.
Kenny Omega might leave too. It's rumor mill,
We'll
rumor mill.
see. Imagine the elite not being in all elite wrestling.
Oh,
That would be crazy.
It could
But I don't think
happen.
it's gonna
It
happen.
could legit
There's
happen.
still, there's still technically there's still, the bookers of AEW. So
They're not the bookers of AEW. That's Tony Khan. That's been
no,
established.
well, actually, it's Tony Khan, and he has select talent that are helping him book.
oh,
Right.
Yeah,
They help out, but Tony Khan's final say.
but he's
man.
he's the
Because
he's the final
if you break,
decision maker.
I mean, there's so much I can say about this.
Yeah. All right,
But
guys.
yeah,
Let's move on
let's be
to
real.
our flavors of the month. Javon, we pick a flavor of the month. Who's your favorite wrestler for the past month? We pick one female and one male. All right, so we'll start with female wrestler.
my female wrestler, huh? Um, what's her name? Gigi from NXT.
Gigi Dolan.
Ooh,
Yes, I think I see potential in her. I would say she was probably my favorite for the month. As far as men's, I would
Well, why
say
was she your favorite?
um I would just say like I said, I just see
it's a PG
potential in
show,
her.
sure.
What happened? What happened, JR?
So this is a PG show, sir.
No. I just think that there's potential with her. I know she her previous fashion turned on her. So like I said, I just think that obviously her in-ring skills need to improve more. That's why she's getting the runs in the NXT. But I just think she's a potential person from NXT that could come up into the SmackDown Raw level. It's one of those things that I can't really go into detail, and I need to see more from her. But I just think more or less it's just potential, I would say. Um, but as far as the males, I would say Montez Ford. I think that especially after the U.S. Elimination Chamber match, um, I think he has a bright future, man. I think he's going to be really
Great
one of
match.
the guys that
Oh yeah, did
he
you see
did
the
really
move where he pulled off hanging from the
that was nuts,
cage
man. That
on
was
top of the
nuts.
cage?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I always thought he had the persona, though he has the mic skills on that. That needs to improve a little bit more too. His in the ring is getting better, so I just think that
Yeah.
guy has a lot of potential, and I think he's going to get the right push, which is good for him. So
Right.
I would say he's my guy for the past month.
I was hoping he would win the elimination chamber too.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah.
He knew
But then
he
his
was
tag
winning
team
that.
partner would be left in
Left in the dust.
NXT. He left in
Yeah.
the dust and probably go back to NXT.
Yeah. He
Fun
sold
fact.
that. He sold
Fun
that
fact,
curse.
Bianca Belair made his entrance jacket for
Oh yeah,
Elimination
yeah, I saw
Chamber.
that. I saw that too, Marvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
She
cool.
did like an
Mhm.
IG where she was like knitting the
Yeah,
jacket. So I thought that
yeah,
was pretty cool.
yeah. I was saying he sold that curb stomp too pretty well too. I was like, damn, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's also weird that Bianca Belair's 2K23 rating is higher than Montez Ford.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Becky
she's a
Lynch
champion, whatever.
is like 96.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Rob
Same as Becky
Van
Lynch, right?
Dam's 92. I don't who does this.
Yeah,
No, they're both in the 90s. I forget what. Yeah.
I think Lynch is 96 too.
Whatever.
Yeah, she is 96.
You know, like Finn Balor's like in the 80s. I don't know who does this.
He's
Who does
like
this crap?
89, I think. 88, 89. Yeah.
hmm
I don't know. I don't know how they do the ratings. It's
Mhm.
I wonder if it's like similar to like 2K where like, you know, the more attributes you have,
When
the
you
more the higher your skill level is, or
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's like what you did all year and stuff.
Yeah. I thought
Like Rob Van Dam's like
Sami
92.
Zayn's rating would be higher, especially after this year.
What is he like 80 though? I
Like
didn't see
84.
Sami Zayn. Yeah, you would think it'd be higher.
Yeah.
He's 85 or higher.
Cody's like 91, I think. I
91.
forget.
That's about right.
Yeah. I thought it'd be higher, especially after going
He
up against
only had like 3
Roman.
matches in like last year.
That's true. Yeah. All right, JR, who are your picks for the month?
Female wise, I have to take a step from Javon. I would say JC Jane, the other half of Toxic Attraction.
Mhm.
I was gonna pick
I
that.
honestly don't think, I don't think any of them is going to be like a Shawn Michaels Margiani because I think they both can excel.
That
I
spot
think
did remind
JC
you of
Jane as a
Shawn
heel is
Michaels,
just
right?
Yeah,
Turning on Marty Jannetty.
the
well,
same thing.
they got permission to do it from Shawn. They got permission to do that from Shawn because that's basically the barbershop.
Nice.
But you could go either way. Yeah, I think any one of them can excel if given the time. But JC Jane's just healing it up, and I love it.
Right.
She just needs to work on her
man.
Yeah, she just needs to work on the
The
height of
kick
that
to the head?
the chin music. Well, no, the kick to the head was fine, but when she hit her with the super kick, she hit her in the chest. Gotta aim a little higher.
Well, the kick to the head looked pretty
Oh,
stiff too.
that was super stiff. And like,
Yeah.
if you look at it again, it looked like Gigi Dolan wasn't prepared for it because she was like, like, what the heck? But yeah, it was really good. For the males, I am also going into the US title elimination chamber match. For mine, it would be my guy, man, Bronson Reed.
Oh, okay. Interesting choice. So why
I
was
think
he your pick this month?
I liked him since NXT, and I was super excited that he came back. I just felt like they weren't using him right on Raw in the past few months. Like he had good squash matches, whatever. He killed Tozawa, but I think, I mean, same thing with Montez Ford though. I think even though in that loss they were built up, they became like bigger stars than what they came into the elimination chamber. Because Bronson Reed killed everybody in that chamber match. It was great.
Yeah.
And I love the tsunami, man. He's like, hey, take this 300-pound, whatever, almost 400-pound body full force, man.
It's like a modern day Yokozuna. Yeah, Bronson Reed, he reminds me of like a modern day version of Bam Bam Bigelow, Yokozuna.
Yeah. Even in the attire, very much so.
Right.
Like I said, I would just wish Wade Barrett was on Raw. Because the way he used to yell "Tsunami" was always amazing. It was always hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Corey Graves does it kind of, but not as good as Wade Barrett.
Right. All right. So that's the end of our show, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like what you heard from us, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button.
More stuff on the way, man. We got some stuff coming, man. 2023, we doing some stuff.
And remember to keep it real or keep it kayfabe. Peace.
This is Brandy Lauren, and thank you guys for watching Kayfabe Man Cave.